I think that you're right to underline that trust is a feeling, and it's something that we deeply feel sometimes in our gut, right? So it's definitely something that we must account for, but it doesn't mean that trust or truth is something that's entirely subjective, because sometimes that's the sort of the leap that people make when they say that, right? If trust is a feeling, then it's only a question of feeling, right? And I can trust anything, but it's not entirely subjective, because when we trust someone, we rely on objective things, and by objective things I mean that it's things that exist in the world, right? So that's the complicated interrelationship between those things that populate the world, and how we feel them, and how we can rely on those things to trust people, organizations, news content, and so on. So I think that the main problem here is maybe that we think about trust or about facts or about truth in binary terms. This is true or this is not true. This is a fact, this is not a fact. But I think that you have limitations in those approaches, and I think that it might be more relevant to think about those things in terms of degrees or on a scale. It's more true, or it's something that I'm more certain of, or something like that. And I think that for journalists and news in general, it's important, because we must realize that it's incredibly difficult for journalists to depict the world in a completely accurate fashion. It's almost impossible, right? And I think that most journalistic content that we see is actually the best approximation we can have of reality, right? It's not perfect, it's not 100% reality, but it's the best we can have, or it's something that approaches the best. So thinking about this in terms of scale or degrees or anything that's not binary is important, I think.